Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. I'm going to talk to you guys about a couple of things, mainly that health is wealth. And we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. I interviewed a wonderful sister by the name of Dr. Christina Clark. Dr. Christina Clark, her testimony before the Michigan legislature, it went viral. It was seen by millions of people. And Dr. Clark was gracious enough to come on the platform and give a really engaging conversation. Well, as you know, and I mentioned this to her, the YouTube bots decided to jump in and shut her down for medical misinformation, which is really interesting because she has a PhD in cellular and molecular biology from the University of Michigan. And I'm going to kind of talk about some of my thoughts on this, as well as kind of give you a breakdown of what's going on financially. And we're going to get started on drboycetv.com right now.
Here we are, clearing the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. If you don't want to be more intelligent, then this is not the platform for you. Our goal as Black people is to get smarter, better, and also we believe in the B1 philosophy. B1 means that we are Black first. We put our community at the top of our priority list no matter what. B1 also means that by the year 2070, that's Project 2070, our children, B1 children, will lead the world in economics, wealth building, asset acquisition, investing, etc., and education as well. B1 also means the third thing. It means that we must be one to be successful. That means that we will work on building and developing healthy and nurturing relationships with other Black people so that we can grow and build and get things done together. And that's what we're all about. So if you believe in this philosophy, if this makes sense to you, put a hashtag B1 in the chat, hashtag B and the number 1 in the chat. Very important. So we can kind of make sure we're on the same page. All right. So let me just kind of give you some quick rundowns of some stuff that's been going on. I've had a really interesting 24 hours. Yesterday, I spoke with a sister by the name of Dr. Christina Clark. Give me a yes or no if you know who Dr. Clark is. Give me a yes or no if you saw her testimony. If you have not seen her testimony, the testimony is actually she testified before the Michigan legislature, and I'm sure it was politically driven. I'm sure the Republicans were looking for people that are going to support their claims and things like that. But I got a sense that Dr. Clark is pretty apolitical. I don't think that she's trying to be Democrat or Republican. I think she was trying to just follow the science because she is a scientist. And Dr. Clark did a great job, and that video was viewed by millions of people. And I put it on my Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. Go follow me on The Real Boyce Watkins. And I promise you, I won't waste your time. Every now and then I'll throw up a joke or something funny. Every now and then I'm going to piss you off. But for the most part, my goal is to challenge you to think. I want you to be smarter. I want you to be better. I want you to benefit. The reason for these big platforms is not so somebody can get up there and tell you jokes and put on a dress and a wig and make you laugh every day. It's actually for us to grow, for us to build, for us to connect, for us to build Black-owned media. Excuse me. So every time I ask you to subscribe to something or even buy something, it's because we're trying to build an empire here. We're trying to build something where we can go throughout the world like a big, powerful Death Star and achieve the Black agenda. We have an agenda. The Democrats have an agenda. Republicans have an agenda. The corporations have an agenda. Well, we got an agenda. The agenda is called the Black agenda. If you actually want to understand it, we actually literally have a URL, theallblackagenda.com. If you want to actually go take a look and see what we're all about and what we believe in, there's the URL on the screen. So anyway, with that being said, so basically, I interviewed Dr. Clark yesterday, and she was really engaging, really super smart, very nice. You know, I don't know what to expect. You know, I really don't talk to a lot of I know scholars, a lot of them, but I don't really seek out a lot of people. I sought out Dr. Clark. Which made her an exception. I don't seek out celebrities. Celebrities, when I talk to them, it's because they called me. Kanye and Ice. I mean, all those people that called me, like they reached out to me. I don't because I don't like mainstream that much. I don't know how the world operates, you know, in that space. And I know, but I don't like it, to be honest with you. And so with Dr. Clark, I said, let's find this lady. I want to talk to her because I love what she's doing. I love I love her testimony. And I talked to Dr. Clark, and I found out that part of the reason that she was brave enough to talk about those things the way she did is because she comes from a family with conviction. She had parents that admittedly were somewhat conservative, but they were very just clear about this is what we believe. We're not backing down from nobody. We're not scared of nothing. And that's what you really need. That's that conviction that you had in your community before you became flimsy liberals. So you got to watch out. I'm not telling you that all liberals are bad and all liberal ideas are wrong. I'm just saying that flimsiness, that whole like I'm going to go along and fit in and just do whatever's popular, or if everybody says that we want to train our kids at the age of 6 to go and have sleep with kids of the same gender or whatever, or whatever nonsense that people coming out with. We don't run along with the nonsense just because it's popular, right? There are a lot of things that became popular and everybody started doing it because everybody else is doing it. And these things were very bad. These things were unhealthy, anti-family, all kinds of stuff. And Dr. Clark is built from a sturdier kind of platform, a sturdier foundation than a lot of people are. She's not a flimsy Negro. That's my point. And so she did a great interview. And literally within minutes of that interview, I put it on a couple platforms, yourblackworldtv.com and also drboycetv.com. And I did that for strategic reasons because I knew for a fact that they were going to be watching, and that if we said the V word, I'm not even going to say the word, it rhymes with Maxine. If we said the V word, they were going to come, the censors were going to come, because the goal is to make sure that you only get one narrative, you only get one set of ideas, that you only hear from one type of one group of people, and that's it. And that's what they did. They immediately shut it down as medical misinformation, which actually they had done this on another platform a couple of days early. We appealed it and they put the video back up, right? Because they couldn't refute the fact that this woman has a PhD in cell molecular biology from the University of Michigan. Like, you can't just say, well, she's a quack or she's an anti-vax or whatever. No, those labels are designed to suppress opinion. Those labels are designed to allow that fascism and propaganda to take place, right? If I just label you and I say, oh, well, you're not even worth listening to, well, then I don't have to debate you anymore. I can say, oh, well, you're not worthy of having an opinion, right? And I don't like that. I will tell you, my wife is a full professor of social work, and so we're not two dumb little people. We think a lot, and we stopped watching the news. We stopped watching CNN. We stopped watching MSNBC. We stopped watching Fox News. We never watch Fox News. Every now and then it's kind of interesting, right? I like to hear all the different points of view, but I don't take any of it too seriously because you're in the middle of a war, right? We started watching things like C-SPAN, and the reason we like C-SPAN is because C-SPAN is no spin. C-SPAN's like, look, the governor's giving a press conference. You can watch the press conference and hear exactly what the governor said and come to your own conclusion. I like that. I don't need you to think for me. I don't don't know how, I assume a lot of you are like that too, because this platform is, the average education level for most of you is higher than the general population. You also have a higher wealth level and a higher investing capacity than most people. Like, you invest like millionaires. That's why I know B1 children are going to be ahead of the world, because they because you're doing things that are different, right? You're imitating millionaires, and so so ultimately I don't think we need people to think for us. Now Gregory says, what can you find a PhD that is that wants to get the shot to give a balance? I guess if there's somebody that you want to recommend, send them. I know people who've gotten it, and I hear them, I listen to those people, but none of them are scientists, right? None of them are actually saying, I know the science and this is what the science says. Now, I will say that my doctor does say that, that you should get it, etc. Right? So there are people that believe it's okay. Now, what it was interesting about Dr. Clark to me is that she studies immune systems. Like, her specific area of expertise is cellular biology, right? So she's not just a physician, right? Physicians, unfortunately, a lot of our doctors, all they know how to do is tell you what pill to take. Like, that's my sister's a medical doctor, which, by the way, she has concerns about the shot too. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to reveal her personal information, but I will say my sister, who's a pathologist, who went to medical school, has very deep concerns about a lot of this. And also one thing I'll point out to you as well is, and I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I mean, this is really kind of a soul searching thing for me, because I don't even want anybody to just do what I tell them to do. This is not a situation where I'm like, everybody do what I say, because I don't want you to do what I say. I just want you to hear the different points of view. And when I start hearing the same point of view all the time, like, you have enough people in media telling you to go get the shot, but you're not hearing from anybody that's telling you why you may want to think twice about it, right? You're not hearing from any of that. So really the media is already doing that job of giving you those other points of view. You can go on any channel on mainstream media and find people that will say, get shot. Here's one thing that's really interesting. There was this study at Carnegie Mellon that shows that PhDs are actually the most likely to walk away from, from those shots, right here. This big peak over here is actually the PhDs, which actually is a little bit higher than people who didn't graduate from high school, right? Which is interesting because it says either you have a lot of knowledge and you know that there are risks, or you have no knowledge at all and you don't have any trust. You just say, I'm not going to mess with it because I don't know what y'all doing over there. Whereas in the middle, you have like a little bit of knowledge, right? Enough knowledge to make you sort of feel comfortable going along with what everyone else is doing. And you say, well, since everyone else is doing this, I'm going to do it too. And if you don't do what I say, or if you don't agree with us, then something's wrong with you, right? Well, that makes me wonder, because I do know that a lot of what we think is education is actually an indoctrination. You're being indoctrinated into a system, right? They don't build universities to create, billionaires and entrepreneurs. They build universities to create employees and to find people that will fit into the system. When you're a kid, you say the Pledge of Allegiance, you're taught civics, you're taught, all these social things, right? Like, about, like gay rights and whatever, right? So you're kind of being, made to fit into a system, right? Whereas, and so when you have people that are off that grid, right? People that have either been able to really break down and analyze a system, like PhDs, we're not supposed to actually just read books. We actually write the books. We don't just sort of replicate ideas. We're supposed to originate the ideas that other people replicate, right? So when you're seeing the system from the top down, you see flaws that other people won't see. Like as a finance PhD, I can look at the economic system and see things that people in the system cannot see. Right. And so ultimately, this is why I think PhDs are the ones who are saying, we're good. We're good, because they're seeing some of the risks. She talked about the autism thing with Black boys and how a lot of Black parents are dealing with autism now because of what was going on with those shots. So I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't want you to do what I say at all, what I plan to do. I'm not even going to reveal to you what my status is and what I chose to do. It's none of your damn business. It's nobody's business, right? But I will say I think that knowledge is power. And I know for another thing that I know for sure is that health is wealth. And so one of the things that's really interesting to me is that I haven't really seen any campaigns to get people healthier so that they have healthier immune systems. Whether we agree or disagree on whether a shot is good or bad, we cannot disagree that being healthier is good, right? So the same people that are telling you go get the shot were the same ones who were attacking me when I said maybe Lizzo and the corporation that she works for, maybe that corporation shouldn't be mass promoting obesity as if obesity is body positivity. There's nothing positive about putting yourself in a position where you're going to die as soon as a virus goes into your body. The number one risk factor, from what I understood, one of the top 2 or 3 was obesity. So you're promoting the things that are killing people, but yet you're saying, oh, but just go ahead and kill yourself. But here, take our shot, right? What that speaks to is the way capitalism operates. Capitalism is unfortunately at its worst. It's a process where they will create a problem just so they can sell you the solution, right? I'm going to put a bunch of roaches in your house so I can sell you an exterminator, right? And so basically, I'm just saying to you, at the very least, whatever choice you make, don't let them put roaches in your house. Don't let them put roaches in your house. Just take care of yourself. Eat right. Question things a little bit, and it's okay. I'm not telling you what to do, what not to do. I'm just saying that this is something worth thinking about. The last piece I'll jump into real quick. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. And everybody who's in the Black Stock Market program, I want you to know that today I have to cancel class because I've got something I've got to do, but I will reschedule. I'm going to do a bonus class soon. So just don't fret. But today I can't make class in case you're coming to class today. And those of you that want to actually join the Black Stock Market program, you can actually go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And also, I'm going to try to get Dr. Clark to come to the All Black National Convention. I was supposed to talk to Queen Afua yesterday. Something happened. We couldn't get on the phone, but Queen Afua, a lot of really smart people are going to be there. A lot, medical doctors, PhDs, business owners, millionaires, Julian Gordon in real estate. A lot of great people will be there. So if you'd like to join us, today's the last day to get super early bird discount tickets. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. The URL's on the screen. Last couple pieces that I think are worth considering is that there is something happening right now that you got to kind of make sure that you're aware of, which is of what I call economic apartheid. And the economic apartheid in the United States is basically where they're going to say, hey, if you don't get this shot, you can't come to work. If you don't get this shot, you can't participate in these other things that are going on. I'm seeing it more and more. I'm looking at companies that are just making mandates, universities that are making mandates to say, if you don't get this shot, you can't come to the school, you can't participate in this whatever we're doing, right? You can't come to work, you whatever. And so again, I'm not telling you what to do. I would just say that this is coming down the pike, so you better be ready. I talked to a friend yesterday, actually just yesterday, and they had a contract for $20,000 where they were supposed to do something. And I'm not gonna say what it was. And but they called and said that they required everybody to have the shot. And the person said, well, I don't want to get the shot. I'm for religious reasons. And they canceled. They kicked them out. And now the person, has to look up legal options and all this other stuff. And so ultimately, this economic apartheid, in my view, is an accelerator to remind you of what we call the Black Core of Three. The Black Core of Three is that we believe Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. Well, if there was ever a better time for Black people to learn how to educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses, this would be it. Instead of listening to mainstream people on TV or listening to your favorite rapper, you might want to go listen to people like the Hebrew Israelites who have been doing this for a very long time. Instead of looking at what, Lil Baby, some rapper is doing where he's going to be on his knees apologizing as soon as white folks put the heat on him, you might want to go pay attention to the Nation of Islam, where they have an independent empire where they don't really have to bow to anybody. Okay. So what I'm saying to you is that when you're talking about living in a racist society where you've got threats all over the place, you can't just let the master tell you when the threat is near. You can't just let master give you the solution to every problem that you have, because the solution they give you is usually going to be tainted with some sort of virus called white supremacy. And they're going to put that in your system. And then one day you're going to wake up and your life is going to be an unhealthy mess and you won't know why. Some of y'all already know what I'm talking about, right? All the solutions that are presented to us typically are solutions that end up putting money in their pocket and taking money out of our pocket, right? When they say, hey, if you want to do better, go to college. Well, that puts money in their pocket and takes money out of your pocket. Oh, you want to do better? Here, come work for me, Mr. White Man, right? That puts money in their pocket. It takes money out of your pocket. Like, oh, you want a place to live? Here, rent this house, rent this apartment from me. I own the building, rent from me. Well, that takes money out of your pocket, puts it into their pocket. Oh, you want to feel better about yourself? Here, buy a Gucci bag. Go get some Louis. Go get some Louis Vuitton. We talked all day about Jay-Z and Beyonce and Tiffany's, and I broke all that down for y'all yesterday on the channel. And I said, so they're saying, here, if you want to feel better about yourself, you want more self-esteem, here, buy your self-esteem, buy yourself a Louis bag, go to the club, get you some Hennessy and Moet. We're going to market this in hip hop to make you think that if you hold in the bottom of Moet, that you somehow are a better person. If you got big gold chains around your neck, got Moet, ain't taking care of your kids, ain't handling your business, ain't investing for the future, but you popping bottles. So you think you the man, but you ain't the man. You're not even a man. You're just some dude who doesn't know who he is. So you're letting that your boss tell you what it means to be a man. That's where you get that fake manhood from in the Black community. And so anyway, that's really all I want to share with you guys is figure out what it means for you to be successful. Figure out what it means for you to be free. Figure out what it means for you to be strong. And you're going to find that off the grid. You're not going to find that in the mainstream because you know what country you live in. You live in a very racist country. And so the reason that about 75% of you, I did a survey, 75% of you have not gotten that shot. I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it because I'm telling you, I'm taking in all the information. When I hear about the Delta variant, gives me reason to pause. I'm like, whoa. And then I'll hear something about the shot and blood clots and everything else developing, but they're claiming these things will develop 2 or 3 years down the line. And I'm like, whoa, I don't want to get something in my system that might mess me up 2 or 3 years down the line. And what the other interesting thing was, It's like, and the reason I wouldn't be surprised if that were to occur is because they're learning new things every day. Like, how many of y'all have noticed that what they were saying about all this stuff, even mainstream media, the things they were saying 6 months ago are very different from what they're saying now, right? Before, it was like, oh, as soon as we develop this shot, everything's gonna be great. Everything's going to come back to normal. Life will be good. You'll be safe. You'll be protected, right? So when people were getting the shot, I'd see people, and I remember talking to a lady, and she said, yeah, I got the shot, so I'm safe. I can give you a hug, right? So people started feeling safe, right? Then they're like, oh, wait, you're not safe. Actually, you can still get sick. And then it's like, oh, and by the way, we just found out that you can also pass it to other people, right? And then it's like, oh, well, and anybody you see who didn't get the same shot you got, you need to go persecute that person. And I didn't understand. That was confusing to me. I was like, if I choose not to protect myself, how does that affect you? You good. You should be, you're safe, right? Right. Like if I got cooties, right? Then, and you got the anti-cooties in your body, like you got the shot to protect you from the cooties, then my cooties are not supposed to infect you, right? Isn't that the reason that you got the, I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to be an asshole with this. I promise you. I probably sound like one, and maybe it's because I am, but I'm not trying to be. I'm just asking you a legitimate question. Now, I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, well, you sound stupid, or you just a clown, or you an anti-blah. Okay, label me all you want, but the reason you're labeling me is because you don't have a response. Even you can't process your own bullshit. You told me 6 months ago that if I just run down to Walgreens and get this shit in my arm, that the person with the stuff in their arm is good. Like you got a little force field on you. So you can walk by any person anywhere who's sick and you're going to be good because you got the shot, right? Give me a yes or no if that was what you were hearing too, right? And then now it's suddenly like, well, no, you're not safe. You can catch it. Oh, you can spread it. Oh, you can also get sick. Oh, you can also die. And by the way, all the people who didn't do what you did, you need to go beat them up and persecute them because they're putting your life in danger. How am I putting your life in danger if you're protected? That makes zero sense to me. But we live in a world where people think that because somebody said it on TV, that the things that don't make sense are supposed to make sense. I need y'all to make it make sense. Please make it make sense. I don't think you can. Again, my wife and I, we read everything. I have people in my family that have gotten the shot. I have people in my family that didn't get the shot. I respect and love them all. And I've heard all the debates. I listen to everything, and it ain't adding up. It just ain't adding up. Like if you got car insurance, I don't understand. If you got full coverage, I am having a hard time figuring out why, or better, let's use health insurance. If you have full coverage on your health insurance and I don't, how does me not being covered affect you? Maybe a car crash is different, right? Because they collect the money from the other person or whatever. But how does me not having health insurance affect the insurance that you have? So that shot was supposed to be like health insurance, where you were supposed to be good. They could dip you in a swimming pool full of the virus, and you're supposed to be okay because you got protected. And now they're kind of backward explaining. They're trying to sort of circle back and re-explain things that they said before because they know that people will just go along with whatever they say. I'm not in that category. It's got to make, if it don't make sense to me, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry, and that's how I've lived my whole life. If you want to know, I will just humbly say I've actually had a chance to have success that a lot of academics don't have. I've been able to do a lot of things that they can only dream about, to be honest with you. I'm not disrespecting them, but I have. And the reason for that is because I was always the kid who would say, this don't make sense, or I'm not doing that, right? It got me in a lot of trouble. It almost caused me to not finish my PhD because I got into a lot of political problems because of that. But I would always be the person to be like, I'm not doing that. I don't need to follow along. When they asked me to join fraternities, I said, wait a minute, hold on, I don't understand. You mean I'm supposed to give you $1,000 so you can wake me up in the middle of the night and beat my ass and ruin my GPA? Why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. Wait, so I can be your friend so we can be in the same club? But we're already friends. That doesn't add up to me. I'm not dissing. If you're Greek, I'm not dissing it. But that's how I process things. If you tell me that 2 + 2 + 7 + 12 + 18 equals 12, I'm gonna be like, no, actually 2 + 2 + 7 + 18. That's 22. It's not 12. I'm sorry. You got to verify your shit if you live in this society. You're black in a white man's world. You have to verify everything, because if you don't, then they take you right down the path and you end up you end up feeling oppressed. Well, maybe you were oppressed because you were taking instructions from the wrong people. Maybe you feel oppressed because you went to look for a solution and you were asking the people who have no incentive whatsoever to give you any solution other than the one that will put money in their pocket. There is so much money involved with these shots. Moderna went from making $0 or almost $0. I mean, damn near no money at all, to making 7 or 8, $10 billion, some insane amount of money in a year. Believe me, I know, because I bought the stock at the start of the pandemic and we made a grip off that sucker. But they're not going to go backward. Their shareholders will not allow them to say, hey, it looks like people don't need the shot anymore, so we're going to do what's right for society. No, they're going to be like, you better make up something. You better come up with a crisis so you can help them solve it. You better figure something out. So they're always going to be offering you something. And one thing they won't offer you is something that is beneficial to you. They won't offer you good health. They won't offer you, a regimen where you can watch your weight, watch your diet, take some vitamins every day, keep your immune system strong. They won't offer that to you. All they're going to do is offer you a pill and a shot. That's why Big Pharma is screwed up. That is my biggest critique of American capitalism. This is where I go from being, I know I get accused of being a capitalist. I'm not a capitalist. I'm probably more of a Marxist in certain situations. In certain situations, capitalism is a very bad recipe for how you should run that particular economic system. The healthcare system is the greatest example of that in America. So don't ever let anybody tell you Dr. Boyce is a capitalist. I ain't no capitalist. I am I'm a guy that believes we need black wealth and black businesses so we can have black power, but I don't believe in hardcore capitalism, because the healthcare system shows you exactly why it is the wrong formula for America. And that's where the opioid crisis came from, right? Your dope dealers are now big, gigantic corporations, not some dude on the corner anymore, but they think it's more legit in that particular form. It ain't more legit. It's all a bunch of nonsense. You should be trying to give somebody a pill, but for problems that they can solve naturally, because I do believe that there are solutions that are better for you long term than just simply taking a pill and making it all go away, or taking a shot and believing that somehow all that fried chicken and collard greens and fat back and everything you eat and every day, candy bars and stuff, is gonna just disappear. It's not going. The candy bars will not disappear just because you got a shot. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I gotta go. I got a meeting. Again, I'm sorry I can't make stock market class today, but I will make it up to you guys. The blackstockmarketprogram.com is where you can sign up. You can leave me questions and I will answer those questions as soon as we gather again. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can go to The Real Boyce Watkins. It's right there on the screen. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. And I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Here we are, clearing the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.